This is where we belong.
Welcome to episode number 2 of We Belong Here podcast, sponsored by the Grinnell Newberg School Foundation. I'm your host, Dan Walker. Today we have a special guest with us, Holly Hunter, a third grade teacher at Davis Elementary. Welcome, Holly.
Thank you.
I'm sure that you're really excited about coming on a podcast and talking, but I guess for the beginning, I always like to introduce all of our listeners to who they're talking to. And the first way is to say, number one, where did you grow up? Where did you go to high school? Where did you go to college at? And start from there.
Yes, I grew up in Grinnell, and I actually went to Davis as a student in the same room that I teach in now. So that's pretty cool. And I graduated from Grinnell High School in 2011. I began my teaching career at Hawkeye Community College, and then I went on to the University of Northern Iowa, where I graduated with my elementary education degree and a minor in literacy.
So did your first teaching job bring you right back to Grinnell?
Yes, I knew when I got done with my degree and I was out of student teaching that I wanted to come back to Grinnell. And I was lucky enough to get my first teaching job doing what I'm still doing today, teaching ELA in third grade.
Well, that is pretty cool.
Yes.
Outside of when you're not teaching, and I know I have a brother and sister-in-law teaching, and I'm not going to say anything bad about them, but when we go to family functions, it's like, oh, you don't know how much we do after we get home from teaching. I get it, because there is a lot of stuff. But when you're not teaching or correcting papers or studying for the next day, what do you do outside of school?
Yes, I spend a lot of time with my family. My family is here in Grinnell. I also have 2 kids. So I have a 7-year-old Jack, he's in 2nd grade, and a 4-year-old Cole, and he goes to preschool. And they are everything sports and everything outside. So we are fishing. We are outside every single day, trying to stay busy. So,
well, for having 2 boys that are graduated, one left in college and one out of college, I say, hold on.
Yes,
and it's the
it is
best
busy.
part of your life. You'll never forget it.
Yes.
Let's jump back into outside of your family life, a day at school. When you get up, get around, go to school, what does the first thing you do as a teacher when you come into a building prepare for third grade, which I'll kind of preface this. Third grade in the Grinnell school system is the first grade that they're coming to all together. So we have 2nd graders that walk into a school and say, I didn't know you started here, and I didn't know you went to this school. Mm-hmm. And now you have those kids all in your class. Mm-hmm. So what is the first day of school like there of teaching third graders?
Yes, I absolutely love third grade. I tell everybody third grade is the best grade to teach. They love learning. They're excited, and they're so fun. It's such a fun age. But the first days of school is really all about building those relationships with the kids. And what's really cool about Davis is we have kids coming from Fairview, we've got kids coming from Bailey, and they're meeting all new friends. So everybody is kind of in the same place when they come to Davis, and it's just a lot of fun getting to see them make new friends and build new relationships. So I spend a lot of time with my kids just building those relationships to set us up for a successful year.
Now, in the Grinnell school system, this is the first school that actually has a unique thing that all third grade teachers are here, so you can all talk to each other or have team teaching and collaboration. How is that important in the day of school throughout the whole year to make your students have better learning?
Yes. We are absolutely, like you said, so lucky to have everybody here under the same roof. The amount of times that we talk during a day is kind of crazy, but it's so nice to have someone to bounce ideas off, to get new ideas. We'll go into each other's classrooms and watch each other teach. It's just really nice to have all of those ideas and to be able to work together instead of doing it all on our own.
This is a one-off question. I didn't tell you this one. Have you ever thought about a grade you would like to teach other than third grade?
Ooh, that's a hard question. I would say 4th grade, but probably maybe nothing other than that. I don't know. I love this age. I absolutely love this age.
But the question always kind of stirs from that is once they get away from the 4th grade, I hate to say this, bad habits and attitudes start to fall into place. So I would kind of be with you and stay down on those classes.
Yeah, but not as low as kindergarten. Bless their hearts, I can't do kindergarten.
Okay, let's move on to different types of certifications, achievements, or accolades I had on here. So the first one is you said you had a certification just coming out of college. Elaborate a little bit on what that is and what that does.
Yeah, so in 2020, I became national board certified, and our school district actually helped funded this for teachers, and they supported us. They gave us mentors to help us certify. And then this year, I completed my maintenance of certificate, so I'm keeping my certificate valid.
That's pretty cool. So there's always continuing education.
Yes, absolutely.
Whether you want to, I shouldn't say whether you want to, but we always hear about teachers that once they're 3 or 4 years in, then they think about going back for their master's, and there's different types of levels of that. So
yes, and I feel like here in Grinnell, we're so lucky because we have such a supportive school district, but also programs and other groups that want to see us succeed and want to see us keep growing, that support us.
Okay, so now the really big thing. We all wanted to know about Holly Hunter and what you did as a teacher, how you got here. But on January 16th, you made the news. Can you tell us a little bit about the special award that you received?
Yes, well, leading up to the day, we kind of all knew something was going to happen. The gym was all set up fancy, and we're like, this is not a typical Mr. Conway assembly. But I truly thought that our building was getting an award. I didn't know. I thought, well, it could be maybe some other teachers getting an award. So once we got in there, still wasn't really clicking, and they started describing this Milken Award, and I thought, well, it could literally be anybody in this room. Like, we have so many good teachers here. But when they called my name, I was shocked. I don't remember much after that, but super, super exciting, and definitely was not expecting it, but I'm so grateful for it.
So give us a little bit of description. I know by this point of time, there's listeners that are saying maybe what if, but probably not. It's been on the news and it's been in the newspaper. Just give us a little description of what the Milken Award is.
Yeah, so I wasn't super familiar. I had heard about the award before the assembly, but I hadn't heard of anybody who won it, or I didn't know much about it. It was an award that was created in 1987. And what's kind of cool about it is they look for or target early to mid-career educators based on their achievements, but also their promise of what they're going to accomplish in the future in education. Obviously, they gift you with $25,000, so that's exciting. But you also get to join a huge family of Milken educators, and you get to collaborate with them, and so lots of opportunities, I think, await.
Was there something that you did that brought your name to being recognized by them to seek and ask more questions? Or do you really know how that process went?
I honestly don't know a lot about the process. They tell you that they find you as an educator, but I don't really have any idea about the process.
Well, if it's anything about Grinnell educators, there's a lot of things for people to look at Grinnell for. Mm-hmm. I mean, yourself, but like you said, you could look around that whole assembly and you could pick probably one or two or all of them to say that could be the person. So it gives me kind of chills. I'm sure when I saw the video when you're sitting there and you had a second look when they said your name. So as you received this, like you said, you were awarded $25,000. And did I understand that's to use as you wish?
Yes, any way we want to use it. So it does not have to be for school. My students in my class are very curious how I'm going to spend this $25,000. They have all the ideas. So if I get stumped, I will have lots of ideas, but I honestly have no idea what I'm going to do with it right now. So, well,
I think for the standpoint of just recognition of all the hard work that a teacher puts in, because unless you have it in your family, you don't understand how much time you actually put in. So to say that that would be a very small bonus if you look at the time that you've already taught. But when you think about some of the teachers that put 25, 35 years in, it's a very small token, but it's a great appreciation for that. Kids in the classroom. I know that they had kids up there that were holding the $25,000, but once you brought the kids back into your classroom, did they have an understanding of what just happened?
That was probably the most fun, is getting to bring all of the visitors we had for the award back to my classroom. The kids are so proud. They were so proud to show them their work. They were so proud to talk to them. I'm not sure they completely understand how big the award is, but they're so excited, and I got lots of cards and letters and drawings on my whiteboard and all of those fun things. So.
What about, I was told, and Lori actually shared this with me because my wife Lori is the administrative assistant here, and she said, ask Holly about the ceremony that she's been invited to.
Yes, so I get to go out to an all-expenses-paid trip to Los Angeles where they have the Milken Educator Awards. So there I will be presented my award and I'll be presented my check. But it's an opportunity to get to connect with the other Milken educators around the country, the other winners from this year, but also some past winners as well. And I'll have the opportunity to be paired with a mentor. And so just lots of learning and growing and expanding all of those connections as well.
So my question to you is, receiving this achievement or this lifetime award, how will you use it to maybe mentor? Because you're a young teacher, but you know there's going to be younger teachers than you coming up. How will you use what you've learned and been recognized for achievement to mentor other teachers?
Yes. Well, I think first of all, just receiving this award definitely validates what I've been doing is effective in my classroom, and what I'm doing with my students and how I'm approaching things is effective. But just being able to now move on and share even more of that, but also still continuing to learn from other people. And I think this is going to give me the opportunity to meet more educators and people in different roles, and then be able to bring that back to our school and share and work alongside the people that I'm teaching with every single day. So I think I love learning and I love working alongside people. So relationships is really just the most important thing to me. But just being able to learn from others, take advantage of opportunities that are given to me, and continue growing.
That's a great answer. All right, the last question of the day. So I know that you were brought up in a good family, and you probably didn't know this, but I worked with your dad for 25 years plus. But is there anyone out there that you had as a mentor to you that you would like to say thank you or share a special message to say thank you as of getting you where you're at today?
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, this was my first teaching job, and I feel so lucky every single day to have gotten this job. I mean, the people here are simply amazing. So I would say every single teacher that I've worked with here, whether they're still here, whether they have worked here in the past, has definitely played a part in where I am and what I've learned and my confidence in myself. And of course, Brian Conway is an amazing principal to work with. He's supportive and always has his staff and students in mind when making every single decision, and he advocates for all of us. I just truly love I love my job. I love coming to work every single day, and I love every single person that I work with and everything that they contribute to what we do and being able to work with everybody. So I would just say every single teacher, thank you for everything you've ever done. That's
great. Well, I would like to say congratulations. I'm probably the 150th or greater person to say congratulations, but it is a huge achievement, not only for yourself, but I think for Grinnell School District. To have someone get recognized, and like I said, we've had Golden Apple Award winners before, but this is something that's from the outside coming in, and I just think that's really cool, and it kind of stands for the leadership role that we talk about, or in the video We Belong Here, there's one part that says, we key on leadership, and what our young people could do for tomorrow, our young teachers could do for tomorrow, and I think this is a huge step that is a part of that. So we thank you for being where we belong here today. So as we conclude episode number 2, I'd like to thank Holly for taking the time out of her day today. And next week, this will post on Monday nights at 7 o'clock across all of our social networks, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and our PodBean, and on our YouTube videos. So join us every Monday night at 7 o'clock for the latest, greatest news and happenings in the Grinnell School District. I'm your host, Dan Walker, and thank you for joining us on We Belong Here podcast, sponsored by the Grinnell Newburgh School Foundation. Thank you.